Good morning. Good morning. It was afternoon yesterday. It's not easy, Anthony.
It's not easy.
I
know, Andy.
Didn't sleep
it's well
last night.
Andy.
I didn't sleep well last night. In case you were interested, by the way, in my personal habits. But it's a beautiful day. Warmed up a little bit.
Yeah, supposed to be even warmer
for the
tomorrow.
weekend. I will not be here, but interesting cards. A lot of nice big fields tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of stuff going on. Got some interesting plays today as well, and you're going to play them all with Naira bets. That's an order, by the way, in case you're wondering. An absolute order. I don't know why I have such trouble.
We're going to change this after tomorrow, I would imagine. There'll be a new Preakness winner,
okay,
guaranteed.
Okay. I'm just going to say I'll take 5-1 that we have a same slate on Sunday.
Sunday maybe. I'll bet on.
Oh,
I'll
Thursday.
Bet a lunch on
Thursday. No. But you said after tomorrow. So
I'll take a lunch bet for Sunday.
I won't be here. So Francisco, I'm relying on you to tell the truth and don't take any bribes from the Big A. They already got a new slate.
It's Francisco.
No, I made the bet. I lost.
Yes.
No, I made the bet.
Yes.
I got it. We're down to 100.
The Friday, right.
All right. Might be Anthony's only winner today. Anyway, play through Naira bets. Use the promo code match to it. He's so happy about it. Doesn't really matter. He gets swept today. He couldn't care less. He's already crushed me, and the show hasn't even started. Use the promo code match 200. We'll match with $200 of your initial deposit. Play through Naira bets. Keep the money in the game. $10 bonus at betting 100 at Golden Gate Fields. I got to get out there. I've been to San Francisco since '93.
Wow.
That's
almost
been there?
30 years now.
It's a great city.
That's a long drive, Andy. The planes I get on don't take off.
It's a great city. It really is. It really is. I'll have to get out there again. A lot of good stuff in the area, Anyway, $10 bonus. You do that. Opt in at Naira Bets, of course. Now, the next one, we want to be clear on this next one.
No, this is today.
This is today. Okay, we got a $20 today. So you bet 100 at Belmont and Pimlico today. Win or lose, you get 20. I got to make sure I sign up for that. You know that I've won a bunch of money because I had to bet enough on the last year. I don't remember if it was Churchill
That's fantastic.
It might have been Oaklawn. Yeah, I bet an extra $20. I bet an extra $20 on a horse the last race because otherwise I wasn't going to get the bonus. So it didn't matter. It was a free bet, and the horse wanted a big price. So as it works out. Anyway, that's playing through Belmont and Pimlico. Of course, the Black Eyed Susan Day. Black Eyed Susan actually probably might be the most interesting stake the entire weekend, frankly.
Tough race.
A race like that, there's no killers in there, but it came up pretty strong. Belmont Stakes tickets still on sale. Go over to belmontstakes.com. Don't get shut out. We're getting closer and closer. Just 22 days away. And last but not least, 12:30 to 5:30. FS2, you'll be on early. I'll be on late.
Yep.
Here and Churchill Downs. So today's first race, we'll take a look at probably one of the few good races that Request for Proposal ever ran. And this was at Keeneland 3 races back. And I get he'll probably win. These Chad Brown, Klarovich, Maiden Special, Maiden Claimer drop-downs frequently win, and they're very short prices. Chad is 20 for 61, Maiden Special Weight to Maiden Claimer on the turf with a $2 ROI, which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
That's amazing that ROI is positive.
Right, I could have been $1.40 because they all paid $4.20. I got to tell you something. This horse may win. This horse's last race was pathetic.
He won't win if he runs his last race.
He never lifted a hoof. He was on the rail. He never lifted a hoof. He was awful in there.
He won't win if he runs his last race.
I mean, maybe he wins by attrition.
She will not win if she runs her last race. I don't disagree with that. But you got to hope that one of the other 2 races, she can find that one. And, she does not have a lot to deal with in here.
I get it. No, I get it. And I'm not. But I got to tell you, her last race is worse than it looks on paper because she got a great ride from Camacho, and it's just at a certain point, I wonder if this horse has any acceleration in her whatsoever. I wonder what Manny Franco's ROI is for Chad Brown. Forget about the winter when he rode those horses, but you went back since the beginning of the year. I bet the ROI for Manny Franco with Chad is probably gigantic.
So the short numbers here in the racing form for the last 2 years.
Nah, I don't want
to. You realize how about at Belmont Park? They win almost a third of their starters for a 294 ROI.
Yeah, no, it's been strong. There's a horse in this race. Last week there was a horse we talked about that had been badly mishandled, where the horse had run one race in the turf, and for whatever reason, only Orlando Noda tried to get the horse on the turf.
Shasta Star.
Yeah, right. He actually entered the horse. The race was rained off. It's a very, very difficult game at every level, whether you're a handicapper, you're an owner, you're a trainer, whoever it is. If you make it harder,
keep it simple.
You make bad bets, you leave out logical horses in sequences to try to be a wise guy, don't make those mistakes. Marti's Amica. Now, I know it was 6 furlongs, and I don't have any great confidence this horse is going to get the distance. But this horse's first turf race, and then there was an incident in the second race, and the horse was completely eliminated from the race. This horse's one turf race was so much better than its dirt race. Now I understand there was no turf racing in the winter. Maybe they should have given the horse a little bit of a break. They ran those every 10 minutes. But finally gets back to the turf, and I just feel like you're supposed to give this horse another chance. I mean, I know it was 6 furlongs, and I'm not confident this horse wants to go long, even if, but it does feel like it's the right surface, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes and no.
Well, what do you mean yes and no?
Yeah, I mean,
this horse hasn't
done much running on the dirt. That's the problem,
right? It is yes. I'm not saying that he's going to win because of it, but he's clearly a better turf horse.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the horse was 76-1 the day he ran 4th on the turf.
So what?
And listen. Let me finish. I understand what you're saying. And the next race is
next race he was 6-1 against Baby Specials. Well, let's discuss who he's got to beat here. Bellachise is ridiculous. You've got her 4th, okay? The 5 is awful.
That was him talking bad about you, Gary, not me.
Gary knows I'm right. I mean, I guess the only other. Okay, I got another one. In this field of horses, are fully exposed except for the 1. You don't have the 4 first time in the turf off the claim for Mike Maker and Kirk Wyckoff. You didn't get beat up enough when he brought his own golf club, the mini golf game, that you left him out here.
I didn't know what to do with this
Here's what you say about Kirk Wyckoff. He's smarter than we are. I mean, he's a smart guy.
Certainly a better putter.
Smarter than you. You should. The greatest thing about the mini golf game.
Could you leave me alone?
The greatest thing about the mini golf game was after Anthony and Louis Lasnero were down like 10 strokes after like 4 holes. Louis turns to me and goes, "This guy, all week he's been telling me they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. This guy, he's burying me here." That's okay.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I was in the emergency room before our golf outing.
Yeah, he was in the emergency room
I
on
was.
the 6th hole as well.
Room.
Yeah.
My leg wouldn't stop bleeding. That was one of those stories that
Anyhow,
that'd be like the 30 for 30.
I think the 1 and 4 are if you're going to use backups, because request for proposal is supposed to beat Mazbeth. Race 2. She's back, Caramel Swirl.
She is.
We'll take a look at her in the Raven Run. I'll tell you something about Caramel Swirl. If you're wondering about her sort of being an every other, don't. Because her ride in the Charlestown Oaks was about as dumb a ride as I've ever seen. It was as goldest of gold rails that day. She had the rail, and he got her in the 3-path about 20 yards out of the gate. And I'm not complaining because I bet Ari Adios Jersey, who won the race. But that was about as ridiculously bad a ride as I've ever seen. So she was against the track. Now, the 8 bells, she didn't run well. But the thing about her is, if you look at her sprint races, save the 8 bells and the trip against the track, she runs well sprinting every time.
Every time.
And I get Bill tried her long, and it didn't work out. I don't understand the turf move. But I know she's off a layoff. I think this filly's pretty good.
Me too. Me too. I don't
Godolphin
have
needs some more good horses. They don't have enough.
Yeah, me too. I think she's just supposed to come back and supposed to sit off the pace and just beat these horses.
Yeah, I think Dealing Justice is dangerous in here because she is the controlling speed on paper. And I'd be happy to try to let you give me that lunch or 7 back. I want to bet you the 3 beats the 4 for 2 lunches.
Done.
Okay. Anyway, anybody that looks at track biases knows that Dealing Justice is the one you want out of that race because Piece of My Heart was on the gold rail and never left it.
Yep.
And Dealing Justice was wide the whole way, and Dealing Justice on paper is the controlling speed. I think that Dealing Justice, I'm going to use her a little bit as a backup here.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to beat, but I don't believe she'll beat Caramel Swirl. But in all fairness, her last race was pretty good.
Okay.
I don't want Piece of My Heart. I've seen enough.
Okay.
She's had her chances.
You might be right. You might be right. Dealing Justice got to get the 7 now too. So.
Well, the best way to get 7 is to be the controlling speed.
Yeah, I guess so. I like a chalk number here. I won't be playing it though. It'll be way too short. They won't be more than $3. I couldn't get too entertaining in here.
It'll be more than $3.
Or creative for the double or the early double or the second exact.
Race number 3. Now, race number 3 is just a race that has an amazing amount of form to go on. And it's sort of hard to know. It's kind of like a Breeders' Cup race. Where
right.
You just don't really know, which one of these you want.
Between replays and handicapping, it had to take you like an hour and a half to look at this race, right?
Actually, it took me a long time to look at this race because you have to make decisions. Now, the decision you make is you're going to bet against My Delicious. In fairness to her last time, we'll take a look at it. She was off the rail, and the horse who won the race was on the rail, and it was a gold rail. Having said that, she has put together a succession of losses. And the thing is, the horse who was third in here had about a 5-length worse trip than My Delicious, and she just seems to lose. I took That's Just Lovely because Randy Persaud wins with horses like this.
These are the races that Randy Persaud wins.
These are the kind of goofy races
Yep.
where his horses step up and run.
Yep.
I am not going to defend this horse on handicapping. The horse did break a step slow and was 3 wide, so was against the gold rail, but obviously didn't run as well as My Delicious, but My Delicious never wins. Maybe she'll win today because this is not much of a crew in here. You know, you've got Ace Girl, who is really bred more for turf.
Half the never surprised.
Yeah, but they'll try the dirt, try something new with the horse, but this horse hasn't done a stitch of running.
62.5 to 1, 77 to 1 in the first 2 starts on the grass. Yeah, I mean,
the first-time starters look abysmal.
I took the Pat Reynolds first-time starter just because I couldn't put My Delicious on top, but I do believe My Delicious is going to get out of the maiden ranks today.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I won't be surprised. Well, she might get out of Finger Lakes if they get her up there, but okay, I like that.
I'll say this: if she's ever going to do it on the circuit, it will be today.
No, she's lost to worse horses than her in this race. She's a miracle, actually.
A miscreant. It's a great name.
Yeah, one great name, one awful name. Race number 4. Race number 4 is a very, very tricky race because Sid Finch. I love long replays of horses. I bet at 4 to 1 that lose incredible photos. On the other hand, at 1 for 24, Sid Finch seems to. Thing is with Sid Finch, he doesn't run that well. He's way the horse to beat in here, but at 1 for 24, Anthony, I can't take this horse on top.
I can't take him either. No, this is not for me. You know, and there was a time about 4 weeks ago where I would have taken this horse just because the Weaver barn was guns blazing, but they've cooled off a little bit. This horse he's such a tough horse to take, Andy. You got to use him in the mix. If you're playing the early pick 4, the early pick 5, you're playing the pick 6.
He's the horse to beat.
Yeah, he's the horse to beat, but I put him 4th. He's 6 to 1 on the morning line. I think David's sick of his act too.
He's not going to be 6 to 1.
No, he'll be 7 to 2.
Maybe.
Right? I'm very curious as to how they bet this race because this was a doozy on the card. Yeah. They have Exalted Charm from the 12 hole 4 to 1 as your morning line favorite.
I don't love Exalted Charm. He can win, but I don't love that horse. I think he comes out of a terrible race. I know this isn't a killer field. I think he comes out of a terrible, terrible race. And the horse who dueled him finished second there, ran better than he did.
I'm going to use them. I mean, we wound up on the same 4 horses.
What do you like about Achilles' Heel?
He has the one turf race back in the summer of last year as a 2-year-old. In just his second start, he went the mile on the 16th. He made up some ground late. He's got a good. If Exalted Charm and Achilles' Heel switched posts, I would have picked.
It's a very
Exalted
slow
Charm.
race. Very slow race.
Very slow race, but it was his second start of his life. It was his first start going from 5 to a mile on the 16th. You know, I'm not going to hold the 2-year-old figures up in Saratoga really against him. It was a decent enough race where, with some improvement, I have to think against this bunch, he's got to get a piece of it. And I like I said, the draw. He has the race off the 10-week break to get onto the turf. So I picked that. Listen, I don't love anybody in here. I'm going to use the 4 of them in the. I'm going to use the 4 of them in the pick 4 and the pick 5, and that's it.
The thing about Achilles' Heel's race is there is an argument looking at horses in the race. Timbuktu didn't come back till recently, improved 20 buyer points, I think. The third finisher, Resilient Courage, improved 18 buyer points that year. The fourth place finisher, 14 points. So there's an argument that those figures are very tricky for 2-year-olds, but in the grand scheme of things, it could have been a 60-ish, low 60s. And if you look at horses that run low 60 buyers, as 2-year-olds, first time, as Anthony said, stretching out, first time going long, 2 turns at Saratoga, not really ready for kind of race like that, those numbers easily turn into 70s or so, and I don't think it's going to take a spectacular.
No.
It's not going to take an 80 to win this race.
No, it's not.
So I don't disagree with you. I don't love the horse, and it's going to be a shortish price, but I don't disagree with you. As far as the 5, Amadeus Music, I like the movie Amadeus. Can you name the 2 stars of it?
F. Murray Abram.
We want F. Murray Abraham.
Abraham.
He won the Oscar.
He did win the Oscar.
You don't know who played Mozart?
I'm blanking on 2.
I'll give you a hint. He got famous for being in a movie, a very, very famous movie in the late 70s that's a comedy, which I guarantee you've seen, and one of the all-time greatest comedies from, I think, 78. We'll get back to that. I liked him in Echo Park with Susan Day, though. Of course, of
I don't know.
Partridge Family.
Who was it?
Tom Hulse. Tom Holst, who plays Pinto
yes,
in
yes,
Animal
yes,
House.
yes.
So this horse ran against significantly better horses last time out. Had enough early trouble that kind of took him out of the race a little bit. I don't have any confidence he can run, but I just wanted somebody different here. And I mean, this horse was running against better horses than these first time out. Has a little bit of pedigree. I don't love the dialed in, but you go out, the second dam was a good turf horse. I thought there was enough reason to throw this one on top at a slightly better price, but I'm not. I'm like you said. It's very hard to have
I want to use the
opinion
four
here.
horses. We both have the same four on the screen, and hopefully it's move the chains.
Race number 5. So it's amazing. We put up a mile and a quarter for the fillies yesterday. We got 6. Put up for the boys. We got 14. It's just so random, right? Every year we always have one of these races where the whole world wants to run and take a shot at a mile and a quarter. I love that we do that. I just wish they got, always got as well. Yesterday would have rained off anyway.
How did we find the same four horses again in here?
Well, I mean, the 11 is way the horse to beat in here. I don't think it's that tricky.
No, I guess not.
Why?
You're right,
If you go
you're
to the
right.
field, I'm
You're
not
right.
sure where you're supposed to land. We'll look at Balthus running second last time, and Grand Key, who didn't do much running in there, running third. I'll say one thing about Balthus. This race was dominated up front on the inside, and he actually finally showed up and ran a little bit. I'm not a big fan of his, but at least he finally did some running.
Just has that grind to him, right, Andy? These are just horses that I'm never really gonna gravitate towards them.
I don't think of him as a true 0 for 3 Chad Brown, though, because I think it's fairly clear from this last effort that he had no idea what was going on last time. I feel like he was gelded for his last start. He was. And
He
was gelded in December.
And the blinkers went on.
But it also just seemed like he didn't do any running in those races. He was awful.
He was
and
awful.
I remember the first time he ran, Chad Brown said to me this was going to probably need a race. I just, like you say, I'm just not enamored with taking him on top at 2 to 1 in this race.
Yeah, 3 to 1, 2 to 1.
So it's going to be short in here. 5 to whatever. 5. I don't know. Remote.
Yeah, stretched out to the mile and 3/16. Didn't have a great start last time. Trevor McCarthy. McCarthy was on
the horse
Balthus last
came
time.
in and caused his own problems at the start. It's a little bit different. I mean, he's sort of a problem. He made his own problems in that race. Got a pretty good trip after that, though.
Christoph has good numbers second off the break. I'm hoping. I mean, not that it was that long of a break. I'm just hoping with a little more experience,
It wasn't
maybe
even
a
a
better
layoff.
break.
I wouldn't use that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm just hoping with a little bit of a better break.
He's okay.
Trevor's been riding well. He's just, and
is he really going to be 6 to 1 in here?
yeah, I think
Is he really going to be a bigger price than the 2? No, he's not going to be a bigger price than the 2.
I don't know.
Sorry, David.
You don't think so, huh?
No. I don't think a horse coming out of a Gulfstream maiden race on the turf, going 7.5 furlongs, is going to be a bigger price than horse who ran virtually the same figure, going a mile and 3/16 at Keeneland. So I'd be willing to bet David and you both lunches on this. You don't really think a 2 is going to be short in this one?
No, you're probably right.
I mean, I'm not saying
I
they're
think it
going
was
to be.
21 to 1 first. Yeah, it wasn't like there was steam on him or
It's
anything.
Clement.
Yeah. I'm talking about the 2.
No, I'm saying with all due respect, it's
Yeah,
Clement
it's
versus
Clement.
Kimmel. And
Yeah.
no knock on John, but they're going to bet a lot more on Clement in these kind of races than they are on John Kimmel.
You make a great point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know if it's a great point.
It is.
Okay point.
It's a great point because it's so obvious that it was overlooked. It's a great point.
Okay. You make a great point. As far as Snow's Island, this horse actually ran well in that, well enough, I should say, in the mile and 3/8 race,
yep.
because that was a super, super slow pace, and closing into it was very tough, and got a ridiculous ride last time out, going shorter, so I like the stretch out. Believe me, I don't love this horse either. I just thought maybe this horse would be a little bit better priced than both the 11 and 5. I got no problem with either one of them.
I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to get admonished a little bit here. I would imagine Union Buster coming out of the fastest race is going to be on the lead in here. I wouldn't be surprised if Snow's Island's a little bit closer. Blinkers seem to. I know they went slow last time as well in the mile race.
No,
but
that's fair.
with the blinkers on, Kendrick, he's an outside. Maybe
I'll tell you what. I'm
going
to warn you about that opinion. He is far and away the slowest horse in this race. Just warning you. So be careful. The 2 is going to be in front, though. I agree. Yeah. And that may be one of the reasons that David thought the horse would be a shorter price. In fairness,
perhaps he looks like he's loose on the lead.
It's supposed to be the speed.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But going from it's really a mile to the mile and a quarter at 2 different horses.
Might be a mile and 16.
Yeah, might be a mile and 16.
I'll tell you what. It's closer to a mile. I guarantee you the distance with the run-up is closer to a mile and 16 than 7.5 furlongs. But trainers go, oh, yeah, I don't want to go a mile, but I'll go in that one.
Anywho, at least they got rid of the sprint to route nonsense in the form. They used to have that. That was you. I know.
Yes.
You want me to come pat it, or you going to do it yourself? There you go.
Good boy. All right, that's the fifth. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the late pick 4. Stick around.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
We're back. Drink a Dr. Pepper.
You think they missed us? This is our last day together this week. They're gonna have to wait till Thursday for us, and Thursday we don't start till 1:40. I mean, we're killing them. Thursday we don't start till 1:45. No, is there racing Thursday? There's no racing Thursday.
There's
Memorial Day.
There's racing Thursday.
I don't know about that.
There's racing Thursday.
I think we're off Thursday for Memorial Day weekend.
I think we're running 5 days next week.
I don't know.
I'll take a look right now.
Let's check tape.
We can look. It's very easy to look.
Yeah. Go to Naira.com. You can go right to the calendar and you can check the schedule. We have everything up there.
Yeah, I think I think we are.
Think it's a 5-day week? All right.
Thursday, May 26th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm almost sure it's I thought it. Oh, hang on. That's right. Coming up right now.
We're going to make them wait till
You
Friday.
are right.
We're going to make you wait till a whole week for this
So
duo.
I got to schlep out here for a 5 o'clock show for a couple hours. You got to be kidding me.
Sorry, Bub.
Churchill's running 5 days. I didn't realize we weren't racing.
I think we were. I think the 5-day week.
So we don't draw until
4th
Sunday.
of July.
So we don't. Yeah, you're right.
And
You know,
the
I
closing
thought about
week's only
that,
3
but
days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We race Thursday through Monday for 4th of July. It's on a Monday, and then we race Friday, Saturday, Sunday to wrap it up.
You want to work next Thursday?
Sure, I got you.
Right.
Let me know.
Talk to Eric.
Okay. I got no problem. I'm like Rihanna. Work.
But you are top of your game today.
Work,
you know,
work,
I hadn't looked at that. I hadn't looked at that.
I looked at it the other day.
Oh, very good. I was thinking about that.
Personal reasons.
Well, I was also thinking because Belmont Stakes week is coming up that you don't want to run all those extra. You know what I mean? Extra days.
Beast
and
comes
like
back
that.
Sunday.
Whatever. Race number 6. Dots Dollar won yesterday. 83 buyer for Dots Dollar.
Rode the track. That was a good ride. A good ride. Chasing Kara got a good ride yesterday. Dylan just let her roll.
She was the controlling speed on paper. So.
But he didn't get her away. Just he encouraged her.
As he shouldn't. Silippo and Heads or Tails come out of the same race on April 14th. For my money, Silippo did 1,000 times more running. At least Head or Tails was on the rail for about half the race before angling out, and probably angling out a little prematurely in there. And this was a gold rail, but Silippo was pressing on the front end. And the reality is, with Print Rack coming out, Silippo could be the speed in this race. And I think Silippo ran well last time against the track, has got other good races, gets on a dry track, better going shorter, and I think Silippo's going to take.
Print Rack come out late, Andy?
Yes.
Okay.
Not that late. I tweeted about. I don't know. I tweeted before.
I got my scratches.
I tweeted about 20 minutes before 11.
Oh.
It came out about 10 minutes after the scratches.
Okay.
So I just thought the Silippo was the worst to beat in here. I don't know how Heads or Tails is supposed to make up the ground on him. But you think Heads or Tails apparently.
I like Heads or Tails cutting back to the 3/4. I know the distance doesn't mean as much to you, but I thought this horse's best race by far was going 6 furlongs, and I don't know. I think this horse has some distance issues, and I would rather bet this horse going 6 at a much better price. I mean, I would imagine all the money's going to be on Silippo and doing it the right way. The number 3.
Well, he's favored doing it the right way.
Yeah, Mike Maker taking horses off Rob Atchis is that's a tough row to hoe.
The Maker stats off the claims on the dirt at Naira, he's 8 for 49, $1.12 ROI. Overall, he's got $1.10 ROI, 15% with 190 something starters. So Mike Maker does well in turf off the claim. His numbers off the claim in the dirt, I agree. And I don't love this horse either. I just don't think he's that good. I picked him second. I think he's the second likeliest winner, but I think Silippo's a far more likely winner than he is.
Okay.
I don't know why the Last Mission is totally impossible in this race. Ran against some better horses last time out. Thought the rail was good. I don't think it was a huge advantage, but the horse was a bit wide. I didn't think gets Trevor McCarthy. What's wrong with the Last Mission? My Last
Nothing.
Mission?
There's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah. I like Silippo. I think he's a likely winner of this race.
I like Heads or Tails cutting back.
All right. Good luck. Race number 7. Well, with the 2 and 3 running yesterday, this became a small field. Take a look at Cali Magic and Whale and Josie last time out. Now, in the distance front, I believe this is a significant cutback for Cali Magic. A mile is too far for her. She's cutting back in distance. She's been in raging form for Chris Englehart. And in my opinion, if she runs back to any of her last 4 or maybe 5 races, she's a cinch in this race.
Yeah, I don't know if I would anoint her a cinch.
Well, you didn't pick her. I think you're wrong.
Here's the
but you don't agree with me.
See, because I don't disagree with you about the distance. The problem is those races are clearly her fastest figs on dirt. So I agree with you 100%.
Except that's 50. That 56 was way against the track, and then she ran 107.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So even if you
we
make
disagree. It's fine.
Because I don't disagree with everything you're saying. I agree with you. She looks like she's a little distance starved. I don't think she wants to go that far. But
she's okay going far. She's going to be better going shorter.
I guess.
What is the big deal with Bank on Anna?
I just think she. I don't know what's happened to her. She's not the fastest horse. She's not the fastest horse out of the gate, but she's faster than she's been in her last 2 starts earlier in her career.
But she's not faster than Towering Orbit.
She's
you
not
can show her last
faster
race.
than Towering
Francisco,
Orbit.
please.
And I would imagine she's just going to target off of Towering Orbit in here. And I don't know. She's 1 or 2 races with 1 race on the front end where she didn't go that fast, and the other race from off the pace where she did not break well.
Well, no, she broke badly, but she also got a wicked pace tool to close into that day that set it up for her. She was on a gold rail 3 back when she won, so it's a phonied up race. Her last race is fine. The rail wasn't super gold here, but it was good. But she was off the rail. But the rail wasn't a huge advantage on this day. I think she's the other horse in the race. I just think that Cali Magic's better, but I hear you. No, yeah. I might use both of them. I'm not massively against the 5. I just think the 6 better. That's all.
Okay.
I'll tell you something. Whale and Josie actually ran last time. She really did. Whale and Josie ran. Now, she's not a winning type, but her last effort was actually pretty good. I mean, she barely got beat by Cali Magic, and she'll be the biggest price on the board in here.
She will.
Race number 8. So, Anthony, I'm going to ask you a question.
What you got, buddy?
How is grade on a curve eligible for this race? I'm going to have some soda. This may take a little while.
How is graded on a curve?
We'll show graded on a curve winning last time while Anthony's figuring
race.
out this conundrum, this paradox.
Huh. It was funny when I turned the page to look at him. I didn't. It registered, but then it didn't. Oh. Nope.
Here he is winning his last start, beating Ghost Giant and Tulane.
How is he eligible?
I asked you. I know how he's eligible, but I'm asking you.
You know how he's eligible. Huh.
I'm going to handle the rest of the show.
Mile?
I'm going to handle the rest of the show. No.
Distance?
No, I'm going to handle the rest of the show. And when we're done, and Anthony hasn't spoken because he's still trying to figure this out, maybe I'll come back and I'll give you the answer.
No, you got to give me the answer here. Because he was in for the tag last time. But he won the condition without the tag back in October of, is it a time thing? Just tell me.
What do you guys think? You think we should let him hang out to dry for a little while?
This is unbelievable.
Anybody watching? Chad, you want to weigh in? Anybody? He's running for the waiver.
That's a hell of a move. Wow.
You ever see the old Monty Python episodes and they had confuse a cat? This is going to confuse an Anthony.
That's the most, I'm going to tell you what. That's as clever a move as you're going to see at a racetrack. That's amazing. You know, it's
By
funny.
the way,
we put
coincidentally, that was one of the less clever moves you'll see at the racetrack.
We put it up on the changes because it was not originally on the changes.
What?
Well, when Johnny I announced the changes, it was announced that he was not in for the 45. So I'm assuming that early PPs had him in.
No, I printed these the second they came out. So incorrect.
Wow. That's one of the most clever moves I've ever seen at the racetrack.
By the way, Steve got it. He was right on top of it. A couple of Steves I know saw it, as a matter of fact. So
it's funny because you don't really often see. You're not going to run into this often, where a horse is out of the condition. And then in the race, I don't even know if that should. You know what? All right. I might call Fugazi on this.
No, it's legitimate.
No, it's legitimate under the rules. I don't know if the rule is
Okay.
a good rule.
Anyway, he's the horse to beat in this race, but he is a horse that has a lot of layoffs, but he just has consistent races that are better than these horses. You know what horse scares me in here? The horse we both have second, because he doesn't need the lead. And he's obviously not getting it from Bar 14, who, by the way, might be the worst leave out in the top 4 you've had ever in the history of racing.
Appreciate it.
That's why Siaka was mad at you. And he's right. That's right. Gary, you're right. You're right, Gary.
You don't think...
Taking your side. I
guess he's faster than him.
It's not faster than Bar 14.
No. I guess Bar 14's faster than him.
Yeah. But so what? He's run rating.
He run really well.
He hasn't won rating,
yeah.
but he's run well. At 9-1 when I bet him, and Cotton sucked up with a perfect trip. I wanted to make Danzig with the Stars. He was awful last time.
Yeah, the blinkers go back on it.
Awful.
I wonder if off the layoff,
So was good
Dominic
old boy.
Scatino wanted to get this horse to be a little bit more relaxed.
I'll give you a horse that's going to run better in here. Jade's Dream.
He's the infamous 5th pick.
Well, Anthony's only about 6 horses in the race.
Yeah.
Jade's Dream has improved as a racehorse, but he's actually a better turf horse than dirt horse. Now, he's got to make. He needs a quantum leap, right, to get himself into contention. I agree. But listen, if Great in a Curve shows up, he's going to win.
I'll tell you who I thought was a little interesting. I know he didn't appear to do much running, but the race, the figure came back fast. Good old boy.
He was awful last time. He was on a good rail and was
awful.
awful.
But it was Linda off of a long enough layoff.
It's all yours.
I'm wondering if he can get a piece of this at a price.
He's not going to be a big price.
He's 10-1 morning line.
Well, first of all, Hush the Storm scratched, and I'm guessing he was second choice.
He was 7.
Look at the price of the horses that are left besides a favorite. 10, 30,
right.
8, 12, 8,
Yeah,
10.
right.
They're all the same. You know, in the 30-1 shot. El Hermano.
Good old El Hermano.
You know why it was nice to see El Hermano? Because I do like occasionally to see horses that you're kind of proud that you sniffed out. Remember I sniffed him out going turf to dirt?
$29.
No, it was 6-1. But he galloped. I think he won 2 or 3 races in a row.
That was on he went to the slop?
I don't think it was slop. No, Bill ran him back in the dirt. He was running on the wrong surface. And Jose Lozcano went to lead with him, and he just galloped at 6-1.
Memorial Day 2 years ago. I want to say it was Memorial Day 2 years ago.
I think it was Memorial Day?
Yeah.
Wow. So race number 9. I'm looking forward to race number 9.
Number 9?
I'm looking greatly forward to race number 9.
Wow, the waiver. Chad just continues to amaze me. What a move. Whew. It's a move and a half. I'm impressed. I don't impress
You have
easy.
absolutely no idea how long I've been waiting to make fun of you with that. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to have fun with you with that.
I
thought you might get it actually because you do get those things pretty often.
I think the optional claiming part of it got me confused.
It's not. I'm not saying it's not confusing. By the way, I'm not pretending it's not. But I actually thought you would. I thought you might get it. It's tricky.
I'm the king of the waiver. I'm upset with myself.
So. I understand that Bless is fine. Bless is fine.
Yeah.
That horse makes sense. Drop me back down. I'm betting the 7 in here. Lucky Mucho Man. Let's take a look at this horse's last race in the turf debut. Breaks from the rail. I don't know if the horse had some issues coming out of there. The horse outside of him came over a little bit. Look at how far. Please keep rolling this to the turn, Francisco. Look at how far.
He's 15 back already.
Please keep rolling it. Please roll it until we can see where he is going into the turn, if you don't mind, if you can. I really appreciate it. I should have put more. That's my fault. This horse was so far back in a different county.
They only had 13
Look at the run this
lengths.
horse is making from the far outside there. Yeah. And by the way, I think this was a time that, the pace held up completely. Look where he is, this horse. This horse ran. I mean, this horse flat out ran. Wasn't Lucky Nancy, was that a dirt or turf? That was Jimmy Ryerson, wasn't it? I like Lucky Nancy. Maybe both. Anyhow, all the Generosio horses like the turf. It's amazing. I got to bet this horse off that. This horse had some crazy ride trip in there. And I'm not, I get you with the 12. I'm not wildly against that horse either. But
I think it's hard to really lean on anybody. I'm using that horse.
Do you remember the dam of Topic Changer? By the way, I love that name. Topic Changer.
It's like Hennick?
What? No. Well, you obviously didn't look it up. It was a Klarovich Chad Brown horse that didn't run well in its first start, and then in first race at Aqueduct one day, just blew a field out by 6 lengths. I think it was 6-1 or something. Crushed the field. Look it up when you get a chance. Go in later today. I know you're on early, but go in later today in the formulator and look up that horse's review. You'll remember the horse because you'll remember. I had forgotten who it was, but I saw it and I thought this horse rings a bell. And I looked it up, and the horse just blew a field, and never ran again. Somewhere along the line, Alan Cortucci got this horse. If I don't know the story with it, it's a flincher. But No, that was a Klarovich horse. An interesting horse, actually. And that horse has pedigree. That horse has absolutely has pedigree in this race. I agree. But I think you'll agree that Lucky Mucho Man's a little bit interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 12 for me in the late pick 4 and pick 5.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You're going to be sitting on the air on the show from the early part of the show, and I know there are going to be moments for you to go, I'm so annoyed I couldn't get that.
This will bother me for days. This will bother me until Monday.
I know.
When I try to decompress on Monday.
All kidding aside, it's tricky. Believe me, I get it. That's one that you could stump a lot of people on.
Sunday night, I usually play Texas Hold'em on Sunday night with a cigar. I'll tell them to the guys like,
does a cigar beat you a lot?
I always beat the cigar. What a week at work, and I will bring up to my buddies. I'll be like, yeah, my co-host got me on
Steve
something
Christ is the one who actually pointed out
to
to me a few days ago. We were talking about it.
That's a great move.
Yeah. All right, we're done. I hope you had half as much fun as we had. Head on over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member, you only got you and Rombauer. Well, they're going to be together for a couple more days. Match 200, NairaBets.com. Play through Naira Bets. Keep the money in the game. $200 deposit match. $10 bonus. Bet $100 or more at Golden Gate Fields today. They're the Fields of Golden Gate. $20 if you bet at least $100 on Pimlico and Belmont today. I hadn't really looked at Pimlico, but I'm gonna have to sign up for this. I'm gonna sign up for this one right now. There's a $40 one tomorrow, by the way, and I think Anthony and I want to let you know.
Yeah,
if you play the Preakness early today through Naira Bets, make sure you opt into that $40 bonus for tomorrow, because the bets you make today on tomorrow's Preakness, the whole day or just the Preakness stakes?
The whole day. So it's $40 tomorrow. So this is the bonus today. $20 bonus, $100 at each track. It's double tomorrow. $40 bonus.
Same as Derby.
Same as Derby. But the Preakness advanced wagering you can bet at Naira Bets today counts towards the bonus tomorrow. So you may want to take advantage of that. What else we got, Francisco? Is Andy's opting in?
Well, I'm trying to opt in. It didn't bring me there.
Think Test of the Champion tickets on sale now. We still got some top of the stretch area
I
available.
like to call it the Belmont Stakes. But
the Belmont Stakes coming up in 3 weeks.
Here it is.
And America's Day at the Races, FS2, 12:30 to 5:30. Acacia and I early. Greg and Andy late. Paul LaDuca down at Churchill. Got you covered here in New York and in Louisville.
It's all happening. Have a wonderful day, and everybody have a wonderful weekend. I will not be in the next couple of days, heading down to Maryland for Preakness since 17. I used to go to Preakness every year. I was like going to the second one.
I hope we have the same result.
So do I. Good to see your friends do well. Anyway,
yes.
Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be back on the show later today. Anthony's coming up right now. Johnny I, though, he will be up with a reprise of Scratch and Changes in just a few moments.